One could argue pretty convincingly that leaves are the most important structure of a plant. Roots help anchor the plant and get water, and stems translocate nutrients and water. But the primary function of a leaf is to manufacture food through the process of photosynthesis, which we'll be talking about quite a bit this week. And how a leaf is organized internally as well as externally has a lot to do with the success of this process, which provides plants with the energy they need in order to thrive, and of course gives us the oxygen that we breathe. So leaves are able to do this because they can capture light on their surfaces and also take in gases through tiny openings called stomata that allow things like carbon dioxide to come in and oxygen to go out. By providing the site for photosynthesis within the internal structure of each cell that has chlorophyll, this amazing process allows plants to grow and develop. Some leaves can also store food and water, and of course we as humans eat them. And then there's a lot of different adaptations for leaves that we'll be talking about this week as well. Let's take a look at the actual structure, the external structure of a leaf. We'll be studying quite a bit this week. All leaves essentially are made of kind of two major points. The petiole, which is where the leaf is connected to the stem. Remember, we talked about nodes, so it's connected here at the node, and sort of this main blade of the leaf. Now, some leaves, like, let's see, our Sansevieria plant, let me go grab it. My snake plant here, lack a petiole. They're what we call sessile leaves. So they attach directly to a modified stem, typically just underneath the soil, like a rhizome. But for the most part, leaves have a blade and a petiole where they connect. The other parts of the leaf that we'll be talking about are the base, which can be a variety of different shapes depending on the kind of plant, as well as the margin, so the edge of the leaf, just like the margins of a paper, the apex, which is the top, and then some kind of veins running through there where our vascular tissue will be. Now, leaves can vary in shape. For example, we have a very simple leaf from a member of the mint family here, I think that's hyssop, or a more complex, or what we call compound leaf, which might have several different blades, little individual blades on one petiole versus a simple. So simple or compound, sometimes called complex. So the shape of the leaf can vary, the arrangement of the leaf can vary, but they all kind of contain these essential parts. And understanding the difference, why this is a cordate shaped leaf with serrated margins, and this is a pinnately compound leaf with these are more crenate margins, and this is more serrate, I guess, can help us identify one plant from the other. But truthfully, they all function in the same way. So even though they might have linear shaped leaves or peltate or cordate or obovate leaves with different kinds of margins and venations and arrangements. For example, if I look on my stem, my leaves here in the mint family are oppositely arranged, one across from the other, whereas in the rose family, they might be alternately arranged, where I have one here on this side and one here. But in general, they all carry out the same functions because inside they look very similar. If I were to take this leaf and tear it up in half and look deep inside, I'd be able to see different layers, kind of like a leaf lasagna. At the very top of the leaf is the cuticle, a waxy cuticle that helps protect the plant. And underneath that we find the epidermis. That's kind of like our skin, which is a kind of a barrier to hold what's inside the leaf inside. In the mesophyll, the palisade and the spongy mesophyll will find cells that have chloroplasts, which is where photosynthesis transpires. Within the leaf we'll also find veins that contain the xylem and the phloem. On the epidermis, we'll also see tiny little openings called stomata, which have on either side a little guard cell that can open and close to allow gases in and out and water to transpire out as well. We'll talk a lot more about this internal structure of the leaf and the role that it plays in photosynthesis this week. So while we're looking at leaves this week, be sure to look around at many of the leaves you might find on your plants at home or those you see outside, and see if you can start identifying some of those internal or at least external structures and shapes this week.